So I imagine, oh, I don't have to imagine, I know this for a fact, that when people come to you with the inquiry, often they want to get their passport in 5 minutes and for $5 and with no issues, right? Is that the case? Is that what happens?
Yes, it does happen, and it would be great if I could make it happen. Still working on it.
The thing is that we can't, and we're dealing with a foreign government, and we have to give, you know, some of the processes are what I would call them a little bit old school, in that, you know, these are not electronic submissions. You have to give the German government paper, documents, certified and all of that. What I wanted to ask you about today, though, is there any way to fast track and make things faster for people for whom this is like super urgent? What can we do?
Okay, so first of all, I would definitely say be absolutely sure that you are eligible, because you know, then you're not wasting your time, first of all, to maybe, you know, go out and get all these documents, and there might be still a loophole you don't know about that makes you for some reason not eligible. So that's the first start. Make sure, like we said previously, more than happy to give us a call or send a family tree to us. And you know, if there is anything on there that's missing, or we're not absolutely sure, we will contact you or tell you on the phone that this is an important information we have to, you know, find out, just to make absolutely sure that you are eligible. So that's the first part. That's always good. And then the next one would be, like you mentioned, documentation, which is probably the most important part, and also that takes the most of time. We've mentioned previously in our videos, you might require research because of your ancestor, your target ancestor, that's your ancestor that left Germany and that you're claiming your citizenship through. So you might not have everything you need there to prove that that ancestor was German and a German citizen. So that's always a good start. You know, make sure you have everything. And then it's the same with the documentation for yourself, for anybody, any generations in between. And this is, I think, where people get often stuck or realize how long it can take. Because, for example, you have a marriage certificate, you know, you don't want to send the original, you have to get a duplicate.
Yes.
You know, or you might not find it anymore. Like, well, I'm getting better with my documents since I've started for Polaron.
Yeah.
I was always bad with them, you know, having my folder there ready with everything. So yeah, you might not find your marriage certificate, so you have to get a certified copy, a duplicate from your registry office. So, and we all know, we've all dealt with different government institutions. Some are super fast, some are, they don't answer you back for 2, 3, 4 weeks, you know, and you have to follow up. So this is a big thing, because the more you have, the more you're ready, the faster your application will go.
Yeah, and these are pretty simple steps, and we guide you all the way through. One other thing I would recommend, if people are seriously considering pursuing this, is to get on with it. So the reason I'm saying this is that sometimes you hear from people, oh, you know, it's taken me 2 years. Well, yes, because you were sitting there thinking about it, looking for documents, or not that we ever put any pressure on anybody to work with us, but I think if there is some urgency to your case, it's very important to get us on board sooner rather than later, because we do guide you through everything that you need to do. And in fact, we take all the pressure off you regarding, you know, documentation, research and all of that. But bear in mind that the sooner you decide, the better, and the quicker it happens. That's just one last bit of advice I would give to people, because you might be sitting there kicking yourself thinking, I should have done it earlier, because it does take a while for the cases to be processed. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I always, I'm probably a bit like, because I've gone through different, you know, immigration. If no one knows, but I live in Australia, and I immigrated to Australia, and I had a lot of drama in the past with visas and certain things. So I'm always a bit like, when people are hesitant to go with a company, I understand that. First, it's a financial commitment, you know, and you're like, why should I, if I might be able to do it yourself? And it's absolutely fine if you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
But I always say, if there is for some reason a little bit of a problem, or language requirements, big thing. You know, they will answer you in German. If you don't feel strongly, you know, that you can answer emails in German, then it's always handy. If there's something not quite right, that's where I think a company always comes in handy and helps you with that, because we have been there before.
Yeah.
We know how to answer certain questions, certain, you know, inquiries from the German government for you quickly, because we also know that Germans don't like waiting around.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm always like, you know, that's why I'm probably recommending it so much, because I had problems in the past, and I also went with a company, and they helped me immensely to finally get my Australian visa, but that's a different story. But yeah, that's probably why I'm always like, if a problem arises,
get a professional.
Yes, and it probably happened to them before, so it's nothing new. Yeah,
and the thing is that in the last 20 years of us doing this work, so we started in 2003, we've worked out really how to talk to governments. Okay, so we never argue, we're always very polite but persistent, and we've kind of went through these pathways for many other people, so we're talking about thousands. You know, we don't have a magic wand, but there are things we can do to make the process more consistent and more structured, and also give you information, because sometimes what happens with governments is that they just don't have time to reply to your email, whereas we have you know, good contacts with the government, and there's nothing untoward, it's just good building of good relationships. And so particularly if there's some urgency to people's cases, you know, like we've had people that have job offers or university places or all of that, that's where we come in to sort of cut the red tape and get the process as streamlined as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. There's always, as you said, we have a good relationship, and we are keeping it that way with the German government.
Yeah.
That, you know, that it's yeah, we can address any problems quickly and
efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so thank you for speaking with me today, Marina, and we encourage anyone that's you know, considering pursuing German citizenship to contact us. You will have contact details at the end of this video. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, no problems at all. Bye everybody.